Story of a Fly. Koizumi Yakumo. Translated by Masanobu Otani. About 200 years ago, there was a merchant in Kyoto named Shikiya Kubi. His store was located in a town called Teramachidori, a little south of Shimabara-dori. One of his servants was a woman named Tama, who was born in the country of Wakasa. Tama was treated kindly by Kuhei and his wife and seemed to really like them. However, Tama did not try to write beautiful books like other girls, and when she was given a leave of absence, she always went out to work on her books, even though she had received several beautiful books. One day, after working for Kubi for about 5 years, Kubi asked her why she did not take the trouble to clean herself up. Tama blushed at the accusation contained in the question and replied reverently, "When my twin parents died, I was very sorry. When my twin parents died, I was still a small child. But since I had no other children, it became my duty to hold a memorial service for them. At that time, I could not make enough money to do so. However, I decided that if I could make the necessary money, I would have their tablets placed at a temple called Jorakuji Temple and have another memorial service held for them." In order to fulfill this resolution, he worked hard to save money and materials. I am perhaps being too thrifty, since you are so aware that I do not care about my own health. However, for the purpose I told you about, I have already saved up about 100 monmi of silver, so I will go to your place after this to clean myself up. Please forgive me for my past omissions and rudeness." He then told her that she was free to write whatever she wished and praised her for her filial piety. Not long after their conversation, the younger daughter Tama was able to have her parents' tablets placed at Jorakuji Temple, and she was also able to have a substantial memorial service held. Out of the money she had saved, she spent 70 monmi in this way. He asked his master's wife to keep the remaining 30 monmi. However, at the beginning of the following winter, Tama suddenly became ill. After a period of agony, he died on the 11th day of the 11th month of the 15th year of the Jinroku era 1702. Kubi and his wife were greatly saddened by his death. About 10 days later, a very large fly came into the house and began to fly around Kubi's head. This surprised Kubi because flies do not usually appear during the cold season, and large flies are rarely seen except in the warm season. The fly was bothering him so persistently that he took the trouble to catch it and throw it out of the house, without hurting it in the process. This was because Kyubi was a devout believer in Buddhism. The fly immediately returned. It was caught again and thrown out again. But they came back again. Kyubi's wife thought this was strange. She said, "I wonder if it's a ball." He laughed and replied, "Those who have died, especially those who have entered the world of hungry ghosts, sometimes return in the form of insects." So he caught the fly, cut off a little bit of both ends of its wings with a pair of scissors, and took it to a place far away from home and released it. The next day it came back, but Kyubi still doubted if there was any spiritual significance to its return. He took another look at it, painted its wings and body red, and took it to a place far away from home. 2 days later, however, it returned with its entire body covered in crimson. 2 days later, however, he returned with his wings still crimson. "I think it's a jade," he said. "I want something." "What do you want?" His wife replied. "I still have 30 monmi of my jade savings. You want me to give that money to the temple so that it can be used to make offerings for your soul." Tama was always concerned about her future life. While she was talking, a fly fell down from the shoji where it was perched. When Kyubi picked it up, he found it dead. The couple decided to go to the temple and give their daughter's money to the priest. They put the fly's corpse in a small box and took it with them. When Jiku Shonin, the chief priest of the temple, heard about the fly, he assured the couple that they had made the right decision. Jiku Shonin then conducted an almsgiving for the soul of jade, and recited the 8 scrolls of the Mayada-sama to the remains of the fly. The box containing the remains of the fly was buried in the temple grounds, and a stupa with an appropriate inscription was erected on top of it.